Good morning. I'm Calico Kate, and this is Friday Sews. And I've been sewing. I know, that just shocks you to death. Sewing machine quit again last week. And I told my husband we couldn't find somebody who would fix it. And I said, I think it's just time to get another one. Cheap one, you know, nothing expensive, nothing fancy for down here. Well, I've been talking to Selena with the More Fabrics, and she's been wanting me to do some sewing for her business, and she bought me one. Now, this isn't mine to keep, but it's mine to use for her. So, I have a sewing machine. Bless her heart. So, I've been sewing. Friend of mine had she calls me Aunt Kathy. She's actually a real good friend of my niece. And her daughter just had a baby. And so I told her I would make some burp cloths. Very simple burp cloths. If you can cut, and you can cut a little bit, sew a little bit, you can make these. If you don't have a machine, you can even do these by hand. The pattern is this U shape. You need 2 of those. And then you sew around them. I zigzag, and then you clip so that when you wash it, you have this little fringe. And as it washes, that fringe starts to curl and makes a really cute edging. Now, I do these in 2 sizes. I do the small ones, but I also make larger ones. The pattern you can draw. You know, take you a bowl or something to make this part, and cut it on the fold. All you gotta do. And then you sew around the edge, and then you fringe. My nieces and daughter-in-law love these because I do it out 2 pieces of flannel, and they're light. They can roll them up and stick one in their purse. They can stick one in their coat pocket. As you can see, they're little, rolled up. Hubby can stick one in his coat pocket. You know, if you're just going someplace and you don't need the whole diaper bag, you can still have one of these. My daughter-in-law kept them even as the kids got bigger, and could, you know, pour her water out of her water cup and use it to wipe off their faces, wipe off their hands, or something like that. I just use flannel, all I use. And they're great, absolutely great. If I can figure out how to measure, I'll measure and post it somewhere. My phone and iPad don't let me do a description, so I'll have to figure out something else. So I made a blanket, which is these little animals, one for each letter. P has pig, R has rabbit, Z has zebra. It's just colorful. Took a bow, tied it on, and I'm going to take it to Cindy at work and have a nice little gift. Got my husband's jean shorts hemmed, and now they're too big. Go figure, that's why I shouldn't procrastinate. I got my girlfriend's pillow done and stuffed. Now, I don't only stuff with fluff. I also use all my cut ends and stuff with that, so it's got a mixture of those. All I need now is to hand sew the top, and her pillow will be completed. I got this quilt started. Paint girly Lori asked me right after I put the video if I'd make her a quilt out of this for a baby gift. I said, well, I sure can. So what I'm doing, I'm going to use a light gray background, and all I'm going to do is take the take the sewing machine, and I will sew around each of those blocks, and then I will finish it just like a blanket. I've got thread to go with it coming in, and I already have the fabric, so that won't take but a minute. See, I've actually been constructive this week. Then on top of all that, I have learned to crochet, thanks to Paint Girly and a video channel. I have learned to frog very, very well. And if you don't know what frogging is, that means tearing out your knitting or your crocheting. Now, crocheting, I think it's called ticking, knitting backwards. But anyway, the shawl is going to go like this. This is going to be the bottom of it. And you go from this corner, you go down, you go up. Now, Journey had sent me some beautiful yarn, and I first started with that, the alpaca wool. Well, the second time I tore it out, I thought, this is really stupid, Kathy. You don't learn on beautiful yarn. So I had some of this gray, and I'm practicing on it. Now, Lori can also, and is also, she said, she'll show me how to do the magic ring. And I hope I can then make hats for Lizzie. Lizzie Brewer, and I'll put her channel. Every fall donates hats to the homeless. And her daughter, has an outlet and all of that, so you just mail them to Lizzie, and she will then her daughter will take some. So I hope to be able to do that, because I can knit nice square things. I hope to be able to knit hats too, but I have learned crocheting goes so much faster. And so these will go to I call them prayer shawls. These will go to ladies in the nursing home, people who are really sick. I have an outlet up north at our church, and I will check with them. I'm also in hospital auxiliary, so that will be a way to find out about, didn't want to lose my hook, where I can distribute them. I used to do this with my church down here, and they collected them and they dispersed them, but that isn't happening anymore. So I am going to work on that. That is my productivity from this past week. This coming week, I want to work on the quilt. I want to finish up the pillow. I'll work on the prayer shawl and start another one. Might use that alpaca wool. I'm really anxious to get my hands on that one. But I have already balled it up. If you don't have a ball winder, my sister uses a counter, stool you sit at your counter. And I just use a smaller chair, a wooden chair, and I just put it upside down I loop it around the legs and I wind it up that way. But I've got those already balled up, and I don't have any more I don't think that I need to do. So life has been good. I've had some allergy problems. This weather is raining now. And that always gets me with my fibromyalgia, but the allergies have bothered me, and we think it's all the pine trees. We went out for breakfast last Saturday morning. I stepped out of the truck and my head filled up, and I lost my voice and sick for 2 days. All allergy, all allergy. So that is where I am with that. But I've been busy doing this. I've made a couple of journals. I've kept laundry up. I've kept the roof on the house. I've not torn anything up. Really need to vacuum in here. But hey, when you're sewing and when you do paper crafts, your floor is going to be dirty. So, and you know, I know a lot of people say they like to be able to sweep it up when my vacuum sweeps up just as well. RoboVac, not as well. It's a little pickier. But I'll just run the vacuum sometime. And that'll be it. So, that is my Friday Sews for this week. I hope you're having an absolute wonderful weekend. I hope you've had a great week, and I hope you remember you have a purpose. Bye for now.